books. You know what I'm saying? John Jackson Clark, Sheik Anthony Diop. He basically like summed it up though on the history side. Like he crushed a lot of the original man's timeline into some of those books. And he deal with, you know what I'm saying, the universal side too. Some of those books that on the history side I deal with.
Jackson?
Yeah, Jackson. She has to be out of all of them. I had already knowledge of them before I came in contact with some of this work. So when I read like the struggle, when I said the timeline that he condensed from the original man's history, starting with the verses of the darkness and all that, and he takes you to the first, skeleton man and all that, you know what I'm saying? For that science right there, he's showing a blueprint and giving references and he got pictures, so it made it visual for me to see. When I seen the original people from South America, from India, and I seen the pictures of what they looked like, that made me like the global perspective of the black man versus the local one. You know what I'm saying? That's what made it like Black Ron sees like really click for me. Like, okay, now I see the black man is really gone. Like everywhere on the planet, on every square inch of the planet Earth.
That's like mostly they came showing that all things originated with the original man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like this book, Blacks and Science. Yeah. Yeah, Blacks and Science. And they was talking last night, he got another book about the African origins. You know what I'm saying? Another year of a lot of different things though that you can see.
That's the first book I got. They came from Columbus. He got a book out over the United States. Black women civilization. It's hard to find. He wrote that Golden Age of the Moors too.
Who wrote that?
Iron Man, sir.
Yeah. They came before Columbus. And I seen him talk too, like on YouTube. I seen a couple of, like he go into, like he have a lecture where he go into the details of how he researched the book and everything. I seen a lot of jump off with John Iron Clark. You know what I'm saying? And them talking about his books too. You know what I'm saying?
He was the one who discovered, or I don't know if it was him, but he showed the giant old man heads of the original people. It was like 10 feet tall or something that carved them out of stone. They found them in Mexico. And he showed the side by side feature faces of West Africa.
What's going on out here with y'all? Peace. Got Jasim C5 in here. Word 60. Jigga 1017. Divine Truth Allah. Sincere Born Asiatic. Yeah, I was building some more with the brother God Cypher Divine about the lessons that he got. And you started telling me about how he had knowledge of 12 Jews and all of that, which is peace. It's not like establishment or nothing. Forever Allah, peace. All that's peace, but the 12 Jews, that's not a part of our syllabus. It's nothing wrong with it. I use it myself. I'm just saying that, and see, especially for that brother, because he from Queens. You know what I'm saying? So why go through the science of having to unlearn? Why go through the science of having to unlearn the wrong way? You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of times people that's getting the knowledge now, they much older, they already grown men. You see what I'm saying? But everybody, we still say, mentally, you still a baby, you just coming in this. So the same way before you give something to your child, you know what I mean, you would check it and make sure it's right. That's what happens if you get the knowledge off the internet, you know what I'm saying? You don't have nobody to check it and make sure it's right. You gotta come on, I get back into that. What's the science? What's going on out there? Word 60, you still, where you from again? Yo, Jasim, where you said you from Minnesota, right? I'm here right now with a brother named Al Freedom. He's from Cleveland.
Freedom Master Self Allah.
Oh, pardon me, Freedom Master Self Allah. He's from Cleveland. Think you can make it out there? Word 60, you in Minnesota too? You from Liberia? Yeah, I hear that, Jasim. How long you been here in America, Word 60? Since 1990. And was your family a family that came from here and went back to Liberia? Or this is the first time your family has been over here? That's wild. What's going on, Jiggy 1017? All right. So when you when you your family, they Christians, or they worship some native religion? I'm waiting on Infinite Mind too. You got family in Cleveland, the Davis family? Yeah, that might can help you out. Stay with your family for a minute. Come in tune with the gods. See, because you gotta remember, a lot of it is, you just gotta have the mindset. You just gotta have the mindset. You know what I'm saying? Because we made it the same stuff. Like I was saying, the people who made the pyramids, we made it the same stuff they made up. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of things, yeah, it's a lot of understanding that if you around brothers every day, you're gonna gain more of it. But really, it's like I said, you need to go around somebody just to make sure what you got is right. Because it's not like you making a Hajj, you know what I mean, or you meeting a brother to worship. You're gonna have to go on your own. You got to cut the umbilical cord. You understand what I'm saying? If you try to stay on the umbilical cord too long, you will die. You understand what I'm saying? Eventually, every lion cub got to hunt. So, stay with your family for a week or two, a month, something like that. Come in tune with the guys. Word 60 said his family was Christians, and then he became Muslim in 98. What kind of Muslim? God Cipher Divine. Yeah, I was just talking just now about the science with the lessons. You know what I'm saying? That everybody that's just starting out. You see, that's why I look when I was getting the lessons, you didn't get the whole 120, and it wasn't on the internet. You see what I'm saying? So how I had to do it is I had to get one lesson, then I had to quote that whole thing, and then I got the next lesson. You see what I'm saying? So two things is happening there. First of all, the brother is checking to make sure that I'm on the right path, right? I'm telling you right now. I'm not repeating what I said, but I'm going back into the sign. See, when I gotta come back and quote the lesson, right? The brother is making sure that I'm on the right path, right? That I'm going right, and then he's also making sure that the next thing I get is right. You know what I'm saying? We used to look at, you gotta keep all the pins out the black baby. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep all the snakes out the garden. That's how you keep the grass low. You see what I'm saying? But once you got all this, confusion between whoever wrote the lesson and however you got it, you ain't getting it from a straight line. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm just saying for everybody that You know what I'm saying? When you know, whatever you're dealing with, when you're dealing with this knowledge, right? Like I was saying earlier, is, you know, we grown people, but mentally, we newborns, we babies. So like with any other babies, you know, the person who is the father or the person who's furthering your education is going to make sure that whatever you get is right for you. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be a salad. You know, a salad is healthy, but you're not going to give it to a baby. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the type of when you got somebody giving you the knowledge, they making sure of that for you. Or if you know somebody give you something, you know, you hear something that is too complex for you to digest mentally. You understand what I'm saying? Just like when you got a baby and they chop the meat up into small parts so they, you know, mash the vegetables up so they can eat it. You understand what I'm saying? That's what a person would do. You could go back and say, well, yo, you know, I was building with a brother and he brought this science up. But then the brother could tell you, yeah, that, you know, boom, that science is right and exact. If you want to, you know more about that, go research over here, go research that topic. You see what I'm saying? Somebody that just points you in the right direction. You know, not necessarily tell you what to do. You understand what I'm saying? But point you in the right direction. Like yesterday when we was naming all the different books and brothers was everybody was talking about different books, you know what I'm saying, that increased their wisdom and understanding. That's the same thing. Everybody was pointing everybody in the right direction. You know what I'm saying, about information that they might be curious about or something that they need to complete their picture. And God Cypher Divine said he's dealing with the milk first before the meat. Yeah, that's peace. So you get it, you know, I mean, everybody travel at different rates mentally. Everybody travel at different rates mentally. But, you know, no matter how smart you are, you know, once you learn a topic, once you observe whatever, you know, it takes a certain amount of time to absorb that. You know what I mean? Just like it take light from the sun 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach the planet, and that's traveling at 186,000 miles per second. Just like it take, you know, sound, you know, you could call just down the block. If you call somebody and you notice they turn around like a second later, because it take time for that sound to reach them. Word 60 said he was Sunni, but he was also studying the NOI. So how old are you now, Word 360? God Cypher Divine say he studied physics in college. A high scientist. Got a lot of college guys in here, man. Peace, yeah, RP Reese. Yeah, we was building on lessons on the internet. You know, where I was telling brothers that, you know, that's another thing about having somebody that's giving you the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Is that, you know, when you got to go back to get your lessons and you got to quote the lessons you already got, the person gets a chance to see if you on the right path. You know what I'm saying? And they get a chance to make sure that whatever you getting is right. You see what I'm saying? You get something off of the internet, it looks right, but you don't really have somebody there. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling the brothers, when we get into knowledge, we newborns. You know what I'm saying? And the person who's teaching us, they furthering our education. So just like any other father, they make sure that whatever the baby is getting is right. You know what I mean? If it's too much to digest, they break it down, chop it up into parts, mash it up, whatever they got to do. You see what I'm saying? Nah, God cipher divine. You don't. All you got to do is make things right. That's all you got to do. Don't keep saying part and self. See, that's what I was saying the other day. We don't strive to be righteous. We just be righteous. See, positive elevation, always correcting errors. That's a part of being righteous. Like if somebody do something to you, and they be like, "Oh, I didn't know that was yours," or I didn't, pardon me, I didn't see you right there. Something, yeah, that's a righteous person. So see, once you correct it, then it'll be something one day you could laugh at. You wouldn't even be apologizing. You'd be laughing like, "Yo, man, I remember I had the chopped up joints I got off there." You understand what I'm saying? We all been there, but just with different things. You understand what I'm saying? With different things. You understand what I mean? I didn't, of course, go through that because I was getting the knowledge from a brother. You see what I'm saying? But we all been there with different things. Yeah, that's peace, God, cipher divine. RP reset, my night out. Yeah. I mean, I have times when I'll be up in the day, but I think I just operate better in the nighttime. And then, you know what it is too? I can rest 8 hours a day, but not straight at the same time. Shaborn, peace to the God. Shaborn, you from the desert? What part? Because God Cipher Divine is from the desert, and he needs to get some lessons. Josh said somebody used to move in the streets. Melchizedek. Yeah, I mean, look, you're not supposed to buy the lessons. Like, see, there's a certain science to economics, right? Where we in this poor part of the planet Earth. So certain things, in order to incentivize people, if you put money in it, it makes it worth their while. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, God Cipher Divine, you see that Shaborn said he in Southside. You from Jamaica, right? Did you say you from Jamaica? But see, like I said, we're not supposed to be selling the lessons because it's for babies. You understand what I'm saying? See, like, it's one of them things where it's like, if the 120, let's say if it was in danger of that knowledge disappearing from the planet. So then you write a book, right? And then if the book sells out, then the book will keep being published. You understand what I mean? It puts it, that's how capitalism, that's one of the elements of capitalism. You know what I mean? That you incentivize everything by making it commercial. But we not supposed to sell the lessons because it's for babies. You can't go down to the elementary school. You understand what I'm saying? You can't go down to the elementary school and tell the kids you got 120 lessons for no amount of money, guy. Like, even when we was doing copies, guy, I made the copies. You can't sell the lessons, man. You know what I mean? If you see them on sale, understand that you can't buy it. Oh, you over there in Rochdale? I used to be out there in Rochdale. You knew the guy C.I. killed? C.I. killed from Rochdale. See, Devon Sand hit it on the head. Only thing you should pay for the lessons is attention. When it says I give all that I have and all within my power, you understand what I'm saying? That means giving of yourself. That don't mean giving, don't let nobody make you think that means you got to give them all your money or something like that. Or you need to donate and all this stuff. That means giving of yourself. Word is life. That's giving all within your power. And see, when they say word is life, right? See, when I say, man, you give your life in that form, I don't mean you give it in the form that you lose it. I mean that this is what you doing with your life. See what I'm saying? When I say word is life, that don't mean death. That's what other people mean. What they really mean is swear to God. And then they just translated that in this language, so they say word is bond. That's what they mean. God Cypher Divine said the guy Jamel was my enlightener. Light-skinned dude, nice with the hands, look like he's Spanish. Jamel from where? Oh, Starmel? Yeah, that's the guy. Starmel that write the books, right? And which life? The laser life or the life that taught C.I. kill? Both of them is the God. What's my take on equality? I mean, what you mean, what's my take on it? Yeah, those are the guys right there. What's the signs with the rally out there in the desert? I know the building that y'all was in before, I know that's not in operation, or wasn't in operation for a minute.
What you mean, go? God, what you mean, all of that?
But, what's your name? Word 60.
Huh?
So what brought you to, how was you introduced to this knowledge? Nah, I didn't meet you, heard. So they still not having no rallies in the desert? They get it together. Who you had on WhatsApp? God Cypher Divine. Real Records. I don't really teach about it. It's Yeah, I don't know if I ever really had a lesson on it. I don't, I grow some vegetables. I actually grow a considerable amount of vegetables. Um, but I don't, other people is much more knowledgeable of all the different sciences. Somebody was asking me different things about, how it's started to be altered now. You know what I mean, with the different growing methods, and what do that mean? You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. If that brother comes on, or somebody that comes on that know more science about it, we could get into it. Or if you just mean like in general, do I tell people to be or not to be? So Word 60 said he got introduced to the nation through hip hop. Which group in particular in hip hop was the one that influenced you, Word 60? All the pictures you seen of Uhura was when he was young? Poor righteous teachers. What took you so long to come around? If poor righteous teachers, that was like 89, 90. Jamal, I'm trying to think what Jamal you talking about. He's from Corona? What part of Queens he from? Yeah, that's interesting. So even in the states that they legalized weed, they didn't release the people. Like nobody, they didn't even get a shortened sentence or something. It's got to at least be grounds for an appeal. Washington State. Yeah, New York is inching towards legalization. Inching towards it. See, New York is, right now it's a hustle thing. All the states that's doing it, it's like with the casinos. Like once everybody found out that you could get a casino and get into all that money, and then it's like, oh well, the state next to us got it, so we got to get it. You know what I'm saying? So it's inching. R.P. Reed said they keeping all felons out of the industry. Yeah, well, that's a good way to, there's these kind of new things like this is things that they start coming up with after Jim Crow. They start coming up with these other type of ways to deal with segregation, basically. You know what I'm saying? So if we say keep all felons out, yeah, they know it's going to be, some other people that get caught up too. But they know they're gonna eliminate a large percentage of black men, you know, and especially a large percentage of brothers who are you know, they think in terms of entrepreneurship. You know, in Colorado, it's like that too. They didn't even let the brothers get an appeal. It's crazy, man. East Elmhurst, that's over there by well, East Elmhurst is Rikers Island. But you talking about over there by Junction Boulevard and Astoria over there? Word 60 said in 91 he had the math and alphabets but didn't see the degrees to the late 90s. You know, I heard about that. About places where it was like nobody had 120 lessons. Like it might be somebody there that got the 1 to 10, or somebody might be up to the 1 to 36, and they heard of the lessons, but they had never encountered it. They didn't know nobody that had it. Yeah, RP Reset making it hard for any original people to tap into that multi-billion-dollar industry. You know, that's been, you know, they had 100 years to perfect that. You know, the whole convict slave system, that started in 1865. Like whatever day is the Emancipation Proclamation, or whatever is the day they passed the law for slavery, the next day, this was one of the things that they came with in order to re-enslave black people. Josh MC5 said no grandfather clause. Yeah, Rikers Island is East Elmhurst. You right down the block from Junction Boulevard in Astoria, over there like 94th Street, Northern Boulevard, all over there by the airport. I still know people over there. They got shops like grocery stores. Yeah, listen, if I get out there, man, listen. ABG Devon said, I got introduced to the knowledge in Inglewood, California in 1988 by two young guys from Mecca visiting family in my hood. No internet. Inglewood, California. I hear that. And Jasir C5 said to enforce taking advantage of sharecroppers. And see, sharecropping, that was for another, you know, the people they had all different ways. With sharecropping, how they caught a lot of people is the slave master came and said, you owe me money. You owe me money for for rent. Like the shack that you staying in back here. Yeah, this is my land right here. You're gonna have to pay me. And by the way, all this time you've been staying here, you got this bill. So what you gonna do? How we gonna work this out? Where's Infinite Mind? My brother had a question that I wanted to ask Infinite Mind. It's starting to be, it's a lot of people out there in Cali. A lot of guys and earths out there in Cali, huh? Born King, peace to the God. There's a lot of guys and earths out there in Cali, huh? Jasim C5 said if the sharecroppers didn't pay up or work themselves to the bone, they get arrested and sentenced to work on the same plantation they just left, but under the sword of force. You see that? Nah, we ain't seen Saeed, man. Y'all ran him off. Yeah, ABG Devon says a lot of guys out there and see a lot. There's a brother out there in a place called Central Valley. I can't recall his name. But he's trying to get the knowledge that but he don't, the only way he got to be exposed to it is on the internet. I keep telling him he got to come in tune with some people. But he said up there in the Central Valley, he don't know nobody. Wise you, peace to the God. What's the history of what we teach and what we will achieve? You talking about from the back of the newspaper? I heard a couple of different things about that in terms of where it came from and what was the level of agreement. It's definitely one of them depending on who you ask type things. God body mathematics. All right, ABG Devon said he's close, so if that brother comes on here from the Central Valley, or if you end up seeing this, hit up ABG Devon